Our thought life is where most of our mental health warfare goes on. We need to learn to actively contemplate our thought life. Is positive thinking helpful, or does it make things worse by creating a distraction to the actual problem? Grace-filled thinking is the better alternative to strictly positive thinking. What is grace-filled thinking? Grace-filled thinking entails mindfulness. Mindfulness is a practice that gives us the ability to step outside our emotions and deal with problems in a more detached, mentally healthier manner. Another term is active contemplation. Active contemplation is being aware of our thoughts. Poor thought habits often lead to suffering. We want to avoid suffering that leads us to oppression. Oppression happens when I am trapped by my problems and I feel overwhelmed by them. Restoring my mental health in these moments often requires making a transformative gesture. I mindfully detach from my experience and become thankful amid my suffering. Thankfulness amid suffering does not mean I am thankful for the bad things that are happening, but that I am aware of what the suffering can teach me, and that this too shall pass. My actively contemplating mind tells me to believe in providence, and that things will work out. I say to myself that I will get through this. Situation plus interpretation equals emotion. How I think determines my feelings about a situation or event. My thoughts aren't my thoughts until I accept them as true. Thoughts belong to me when I own them. Light-filled and desirable consolation thoughts lead me to three things. 1. Meaningfulness. My ability to use my gifts in creative ways that are both a blessing to me and the people around me. I use creative, engaging, competent, and confident ways of responding. My reactions have purpose, direction, and abundance. I have creative solutions to work with to resolve issues. I overcome situations step by step. 2. Intimacy. Deeper union with the God of my understanding and others. Intimacy develops deeper, healthier relationships. I set boundaries so my relationships can grow in time. Intimacy means I can develop a stronger connection with others. I can reach out for help and at the same time help others. I can draw closer to people that love me and whom I love. Three, virtue is more than just being nice to people. Ultimately, virtue is about becoming stronger. Meditation. How can I use what life is throwing at me to become more of the person the God of my understanding wants me to be? Acting on thoughts of consolation leads to a more abundant life, a life that is full of meaning, a life that is deeply intimate, and a life that is virtuous. Dark and undesirable desolation thoughts lead me to three things also. 1. Powerlessness. Says there is nothing I can do. I am hopeless and stuck. There is nowhere I can go with this. 2. Isolation is feeling utterly alone. I am not going to reach out for help. They can't possibly understand me, so I don't even try to explain myself. I feel victimized and alone, even around the people that love me. I feel alone despite how many people are around, no matter how many people are offering help. I feel cut off and alone. I can't possibly be a help to others. Three, self-pity and self-indulgence. I say there is nothing I can learn from this. Life has nothing to teach me. The only thing I can do is to make myself feel as good as I can in this moment, often by doing some stupid and destructive thing, overeating, pornography, or lashing out. I do things to feel better right now, and I ignore the bigger picture. Meditation. God of my understanding, how can I respond to this difficulty that will lead me to meaningfulness, intimacy, and virtue? Help me think of this difficult situation in some new way so I can escape from powerlessness, isolation, and the trap of self-pity. Develop an action step. Now that I know how I should think about this situation that will lead me to greater meaningfulness, intimacy, and virtue, what do I do about it? I ask myself, how do I respond differently? One way is to reach out and get more information. I try to find out what was really going on so I don't become suspicious or upset. I can learn to respond in a healthier and more graceful way by being mindful of the source of my thought, from the light or from the dark. It is vitally important that I write things down and look at them often, reminding myself that this situation could happen again if I am not vigilant. Desolations will come again, and if I think about them in the old way, I will fall into the same trap. Meditation. God of my understanding, help me to be a new person. Help me to remember how to think of the same difficult situation in this new way so I can deal with it better. Help me to respond in a more graceful and healthier way in the future. Mentally healthy people ask these 3 questions often. How am I feeling? How would I like to feel? What small steps can I take to nudge myself towards these desirable feelings? Finally, what action steps do I need to take towards meaningfulness, intimacy, and virtue so that I can live a more abundant life?